How many remember Dada Clothing? In the mid-90s and early 2000s, Dada reigned supreme in the proto streetwear market. They were among the heavy hitters back then, getting tons of pub and magazine ads and music videos. These days, most people remember Dada for the infamous Spreewell Spinner sneakers, which was a huge part of their history. But that's not the whole story. Today, we'll go into the history of Dada Clothing, how they started, how they rose to fame, and of course, the Spinner shoes, and then the subsequent fall of one of the biggest names in 90s streetwear. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the rise and fall of Dada Clothing, the Bling era's biggest brand. But before we get started, please don't forget to smash that like button for me, as always. Liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos is the only way to get the algorithms to notice us. But with all that being said and out of the way, let's dive into this. The story all starts in 1995. It seems to be a mystery who exactly started Dada, which in the early days was called the Money Dada. I mean, I looked far and wide and I could not get a line on the name of Dada's original creator. Nonetheless, in the golden age of hip-hop fashion, authenticity generally came from cosigns, considering there was no internet back then. So the best way to be seen was in magazines or music videos. Dada was embraced by rappers who loved this flashy, authentic style. Artists like Cameron, Ludacris, Nelly, and Outkast were seen rocking Dada in videos and performances. The brand's design mirrored the culture. Oversized jeans, velour tracksuits, metallic fabrics, and bold lettering. It fit right in with the current trends and look back then. It was new, fresh, and it represented a previously neglected demographic. It wasn't subtle at all. It wasn't meant to be. Dada was all about standing out, which made it perfect for the hip-hop era of shiny suits, luxury cars, oversized rims, and over-the-top flexing. They dropped the Damani part of the name and started releasing pieces with the new name, Dada Supreme. Throughout the 90s, they ran neck and neck with some of the biggest names in the game. Their look was always logo-heavy, oversized t-shirts, sweatshirts, jeans, and jackets. The styling was just what hip-hop fans back then were looking for. Later, they began to get into the sneaker business by releasing several silhouettes with similar flashy designs and mid-90s flair as the clothing that they had been dropping. But one of the biggest turning points for Dada came when the brand broke into the NBA. In the early 2000s, stars like Chris Webber and Latrell Spreewell signed endorsement deals with them. Spreewell's signature sneaker, the Dada Spinner, featured the iconic spinning rim that he had popularized in the early 2000s. The Spinner shoes were crazy, and not necessarily in a good way. I mean, to say the least, they were extremely polarizing. Many liked them for their originality and play on the revolutionary rim, while others thought they looked a bit silly and kind of gimmicky. But regardless, they served the purpose, which was gaining attention, and they gained a lot of attention. Spreewell was buzzing in the media at the time after crashing out and sea-choking his coach over a dispute in practice. Chris Webber was another big name, fresh off of his Fab Five fame. All this gave Dada premium visibility in the basketball shoe market. By the early 2000s, Dada Supreme was at its peak. The brand had carved out a lane between streetwear, hip-hop fashion, and sportswear. Dada wasn't just clothing. It was a lifestyle brand tied to music, basketball, and urban identity. If you were part of the culture, then you knew Dada. I remember when I was in elementary school, whenever my mom would take me school shoe shopping, I would always see it in the Foot Lockers and many of the quote-unquote urban stores. It was never really crazy overpriced, so I was always able to talk her into buying me a couple of pieces. It played a decent role in my wardrobe back then. But fashion moves fast. And by the mid-2000s, the culture shifted. The oversized, flashy look of the early 2000s gave way to slimmer, sleeker fits influenced by skate-inspired waves that brands like Billionaire Boys Club and Bape were leading. Meanwhile, sneaker culture was evolving. Nike Dunks, Jordans, and various other shoes were dominating, making Dada's flashy rim sneakers look more like clowns than classics. Dada also struggled with distribution and quality issues. Unlike Nike or Adidas, it lacked the infrastructure to keep up with the growing demands of global sneaker culture. By the late 2000s, Dada was seen as a relic of the Bling era, a brand tied too closely to a moment in time. Today, Dada Supreme is remembered as a cult classic. The Spinners are brought up as one of the most infamous sneakers ever made, and vintage Dada pieces are collected by those nostalgic for the early 2000s. Personally, I was a fan of Dada back in the day. I had several shirts and multiple pairs of pants, but I never really got into the shoes. I don't know, maybe it was because I was too brainwashed by the big three, but nonetheless, I look back at them now and I still don't like them. I did a top 10 ugliest sneaker video and included these, and it seems that they do have a fan base though. But ultimately, and more importantly, Dada represents an era when hip-hop fully dominated fashion. It showed how music, sports, and street culture could come together to create a global brand. And while Dada may have fallen off, its impact is still felt in the way streetwear embraces flash, personality, and bold statements. Dada Clothing rose fast and fell just as quickly, but it left its mark on fashion history. It was bold, it was loud, it was hip-hop. And for a few unforgettable years, Dada was on top of the world. And for that reason, they deserve a spot in the Streetwear Hall of Fame, at least as far as I see it. But what do you think? Were you a fan of Dada back in the day? Would you still wear some of the retro stuff now? Or better yet, do you think that the Spinner shoes were hot or not? Hit us in the comment section and let us know. And if you made it all the way to the end and you enjoy videos like this, then please hit that like button. Liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos is the only way to help us continue to grow. Also, if you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. That way you can be dinged when each new video is released. With all that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com signing out. Until next time, peace.